Hi everyone, welcome to a new tutorial and a new explanative video about technical analysis on the Bayard Investor channel. Today I want to talk something about that I found really interesting that I discovered that many technical analysts use. It's the rotation between market caps. So as you may know, stocks are put together by either sector and they can be put together by market cap. So you have big caps, mid caps, small caps, micro caps and nano caps, right? So the bigger the company, if it's more than, let's say, 10 or 15 billion, it's going to be a big cap, and if it's smaller than 10 million, it's going to be a nano cap. You get the idea that these caps have correlated movements. There are small cap seasons, mid cap seasons, and big cap seasons, and the goal is in when the small caps, for example, are trending very, very strongly, but the big caps are going down, you don't want to be invested into big caps, or at least you want to be more invested in what performs the best. So how do you see if one sector is performing better than the other? Well, you compare the sector index to the market index. So for example, you have your S&P 500 and you're going to check the sector you are trying to see. So for example, we're going to take the XLB, which is materials sector, and we're going to compare it to the SPY, which is the S&P 500 sector. And you can see that there is a clear momentum that the material sector is down-performing the S&P 500 for quite a while. So it's better to put your money into the S&P 500 than it is to put into the XLB ETF. Very, very simple stuff, but many people don't use that. If you are trying to do the same thing for caps and micro, big caps, small caps, you simply need your basic index. So we're going to take the SPY, the S&P 500. You can either take the SPX or the SPY. It's roughly the same momentum, and there is a very, very small difference, but you get the point. I'm not going to go into the details of why we're using ETFs, why we're using indexes, all that stuff. We need to use the same thing as me if you don't know what to use. So you have your S&P 500, which tracks the 500 biggest companies of the US. So if you want to compare the performance of these biggest 500 companies, you're going to need to find an index that tracks the mid caps, for example. And there is one that exists. It's called S&P 400. I don't know if you knew about that, but if you don't, it's new. It's a mid cap index, right? Isn't that crazy? It tracks the performance of mid caps. So you're gonna go and compare the SPX over the mid caps, or the mid cap over to the SPX. So you go into the trading view search bar, you have your MID ticker, and you can use the operations on your right. You see them. So you can have divide, and you can go into SPX. And at the bottom, with the arrow of your keyboard, you go down one, and it will display tvc.spx. You enter, and then it's displaying the ratio of mid over SPX. And this ratio shows the relative performance of mid caps over big caps. So if this ratio goes up, this means that MID goes up faster than SPX, which means mid caps are outperforming big caps. And at the moment, you can see that the ratio is going down a lot. What does that mean? It means that you much better be invested into big caps rather than mid caps. Isn't that? And it gives you a clear idea. So there are cycles into that. And you can see that at the moment, since 2018, the general big caps all outperformed really small caps, mid caps. But there you can see that after this formed during that period, it was the opposite. You had mid caps outperforming. So when you see that, you can see that if you are holding some mid caps like me in the US, you are going to see much of your stocks falling compared to the big caps that they are going to go up, or they are going up. So that is really useful way to compare. And this can be applied also in cryptocurrencies, for example, when you can compare the DeFi perp. This is the DeFi index on crypto, and you can apply that to divided by the alt-perp. This is the general altcoin index. And if you compare that, you can see the relative performance of DeFi over the general cryptocurrency market. And you can see that for quite a while it's been down performing, and for now it's going up, and maybe in the future it will outperform. You never know, but taking a look at ratios is very, very interesting into technical analysis. So I wanted to share that what I learned with you. For this is not investment advice. I'm working on how to use it to perform better in my trading, but I hope this will have opened your eyes a little bit and you find some information into that. So thank you for watching. Hope this video was useful to you, and see you in the next tutorials. Goodbye. Have a nice week.